Good morning, my friends. So, it's the day after. Is it a gut punch? Yes. Am I personally sad? Yes. Am I disappointed? Yes. Am I surprised that Trump took the electoral college? No. What I am surprised at, and I'm not hearing enough talk about this, maybe it's just too soon, is that Trump took the popular vote. Hillary whomped him with the popular vote in 2016. Biden whomped him with the popular vote in 2020. And by all accounts, he didn't exactly get any more votes in terms of the popular count substantially yesterday. Yes, he made inroads with a larger number of different demographic groups than he did in his last two times out. But in this particular case, what seems to have happened, or at least contributed to the current situation we find ourselves in, is that constituent groups that Democrats largely rely upon to show up, turn out, didn't in droves, because Vice President Harris got her ass handed to her in the popular vote. And that happens in one or two, or a combination of two ways. Either constituent groups in the Democratic Party that usually vote Democratic voted Republican, and we were seeing some of that, or they just didn't vote for Harris. And is it they don't like to vote for woman thing? Well, they had no problem voting for Hillary. So yes, there are shifts, and all of that will be talked about by people way smarter than me. It is stunning to me that VP Harris just didn't come anywhere close to capturing the popular vote. All of that being said, will the United States of America fall? Will our democracy fail? No, it certainly is going to be different. It will change. But there are a couple of things I want to note, because I've been talking to my many friends around the world about it, because they contact me as their kind of lone Yankee friend. And the one thing I want to note and say to you all is that from what I hear is they say, and this was, I'm paraphrasing a good friend of mine from Canada, who said, well, I am girding myself along with the UK, the European Union, Australia, and other democracies around the world, to essentially carry and take on the mantle of freedom and liberty and leadership and light that the U.S. has enjoyed for the last 100 or so years. That the things that the Democrats have talked about our place of leadership in the world, the beacon of freedom and peace and liberty. Because I think there is an argument that can be made that as of today, that has gone. And I think it is probably a good thing that other democracies around the world are coming to the table and taking on the mantle of being that light of freedom and democracy and change that we, and I sure as hell hope that I'm wrong, that we used to be. And let me just end by saying, almost 100 years ago now, a group of artists, Jewish artists from Nazi Germany, came to America. And two of them, Siegel and Schuster, went on to create what has become probably one of the most recognizable comic book icons in history. The old Superman, soon to be upcoming DC movie next year. And what was Superman's catchphrase? He fights for truth, justice, and the American way. And it used to be that you could say that around the world and people wouldn't laugh in your face. In fact, the whole premise of the Brandon Routh Superman movie, Superman Returns, was that that was a dated phrase, truth, justice, and the American way. I think we've now come full circle in that truth and justice, at least in the eyes of the rest of the world, are no longer seen credibly as part of the American way. And if you're like me, that is sad. And also, if you're like me, it's time for us to get out of the coconut tree, and it's time for us now, day one, to start creating the world where truth, justice, freedom are all part, acceptance, tolerance of everybody, regardless of who they are, is part of the world that we want to live in and gift to our children. That fight starts today, my friends, and I hope you're with me. Love you. Ciao for now.